Hello everyone, welcome to EDT 506 for the summer. I'm your instructor, Dr. Ron Kotlik. Please call me Ron. I'm also the director of the EdTech program here at Communications College, and I'll post my get to know later, but I'm also a high school history teacher as well, so I'm certainly active in the classroom using technology. So I'm excited to work with you this summer. This is a very fast-paced session. Usually our EdTech program sessions are 8 weeks, so this particular session now will run for 6, which is really quick considering how much we have to do. So we'll get started right away, and hopefully you can get started early this weekend. That'd be great to kind of dive in. And so here, we'll run down what we're going to be doing together. So what I'm showing right now is our action sheets. Every week I produce this action sheet so you can have a great sense of what the expectations are for the week. In this video, I'll always make a video for you as well. So we're going to read the syllabus very carefully and make questions. Our schedule usually begins on a Saturday and goes through the following Sunday, so there's some overlap on the weekend. We're using Schoology for this course. We're not using Desire to Learn. We use both Edmodo and Schoology in our course here in the program because that's what's being used in the K-12 world. So we want you to be immersed in these tools, even other things like Google Classroom that we'll dabble into, not in this course but in other courses. So it's great you have that experience. Okay. So we also have a lot in the modules, which I'm going to go to in a little bit. There's a whole course setup folder on Schoology that has some great aspects to look at. I'll get to that in a moment. All right. So our very first module is going to introduce us to this idea of what new literacy is. Like, what is this concept? And that's what I'm going to immerse you in at first. All right. We're going to get a good basis of what that is. Then we're going to link into a lot of the tools and practicality of how you can incorporate these ideas in different content and grade levels. Right. So we're going to go to the module New Literacies, and we're going to open up a materials folder where there's a lot of great stuff there. And then there's this post to look at. Okay, so let me go into Schoology right now to see what I'm talking about. Some of these things you don't see yet because I kind of hid them from you. But we have our action sheets. This will be a folder where I put all the action sheets in. And then if you go to our very first, there's a syllabus though as well. If I go to our very first module folder, there it is. And it is ready to go, okay? And there's an action sheet right here for you, and then there's this materials folder, and then here are the discussions and the get to know. So if I go to if I go to the materials folder, open it up. A little slow today. Here we go. I got this whole book by Noble and Lancashire on new literacies. You do not have to go through the whole book. I have a couple of tutors there that we're going to look at. I just gave you the whole book because there's some really cool chapters in there that deal with different content areas and how you incorporate new literacies. And maybe as you're looking through that, one of them might really stand out to you. You might want to use as a resource, especially as a final project resource, which I'll get to in a moment. There's a great article here on new literacies, another article by Clannis and Cope. The Siegel reading is really great. And then there's some great links to some great websites that really are great resources for new literacies. Okay, so that'll be really useful for you. Let me get back into the module 1. I went out of the module, sorry. Back into that. Okay, and there's the discussion prompt. So here's the discussion prompt. All you do is click on that discussion prompt, and we'll click on that really quickly. And there's the same discussion I put in the action sheet. And there's the rubric that will be used to evaluate you, which is also in the syllabus. I have my little hello poster ready for you. And then all you do is just click here to write your post. Now, I always encourage students to write their post in a Google Doc, or even if a Word doc, if you're still a Word Microsoft user. And then I would paste that text into this box here. The reason why is you write a long post and you accidentally hit the back button or something, and you might lose everything in here. If you really want to write a post in here, especially if you're going to reply in here, make sure you click on the spell check button. That's really important because it's not an automatic. So just click on that as well. And then you post. That's all you have to do. It's pretty straightforward. Okay? So that's how our postings work. Now, also later on, I'll show you this in the action sheet as well. There's a get to know discussion there as well, where you're going to post some thoughts about who you are so we can get to know each other, which is really important in an online course. There's also another little assignment here, which I'll get back to in a moment. Okay, so let's get back into the action sheet. Okay, and so I just showed you, there's a little video on how to post, if you want to look at that again. Everything for this first one is due by Thursday. Usually we're on a Wednesday schedule for posting, but because we sort of started off late, we will definitely post on by May 26th. Okay. There's some great stuff I want you to look in the course setup folder. There's a technology survey in there. You may want to take a look at that. And actually, I should probably go back to that folder anyway because I really didn't show it to you. So let me get out of here. I'll get back to that folder. Okay. And the bottom of there's a course material setup folder. So this is a lot of great stuff for you to look at and help you get acclimated to the course. Okay. And let me open that up for you. And here's the survey from, if you want to give me some thoughts and insights on where you are in technology skills already. Great thing to put together and where all of our education databases are in Canisius. A great free publication PDF and how to use Turnitin, and then how to get into Noodle Tools and activate your account through Canisius, because we will use Noodle Tools as a citation generator. It's great even for your posts because all of our posts have to be sort of weighty in a sense of well-developed, using APA references, parenthetical references within the actual text, and certainly we're excited at the bottom of your post. So this would be a great helpful tool to do that if you're not as up on your APA citation formats, right? Okay, so let's get back to the action sheet. You're also going to post, as I said, that virtual get to know. If you were with us already in the program, you maybe did one last spring, nothing's really changed, feel free to post that one again. If something did change, maybe you could update it. If you're new to us, we really want to get to know who you are. So maybe you can make like a little screencast, a little recording of yourself, either video, audio, whatever you like to do, whatever tools you're already comfortable with, that would be wonderful. Okay, so post that till they get to know. You're going to register for Turnitin and Noodle Tools, and the directions how to do that are at the end of the syllabus, which I'll get to in a little bit. And then you're going to reply to other students' posts, helping them answer questions, dig deeper. And this is just a little extra thing I want. This is an individual assignment. When you read you can read the Lancashire Noble piece and the Culp and Clarence piece. I want you to compare and contrast their ideas. I think it's an important exercise. And you're actually going to drop that to turnitin.com, okay, not to Schoology. And I'll show you that in a moment. Because that's what we're going to use for some of our dropping of assignments. Turnitin.com is used in high schools, colleges, graduate schools. It was initially a tool that was developed to check for plagiarism and matching text, which is still a great useful tool for teachers to use with their students. I use it, especially for my graduate students, more as a tool to give feedback, because I can mark up text, I can write on your text, I can do bubble comments, and I can do so much more than I can within the Schoology environment of marking up a document. So I like that a little bit better. Okay, this is not posted to Schoology. So if you go back to our Module 1 folder here on Schoology, I just put the assignment in there, so the due date's there for you, but you don't have to actually post it in that assignment drop. This is a Turnitin assignment only. Okay, so that's an important aspect. Okay, so there's the assignment down the bottom, but it says only Turnitin.com, not Schoology. All right. So that's really it in a nutshell, but let's go over the syllabus, okay? So here's a course description about what New Literacies is, and I encourage you to read that and look at that, okay? And that's a really important aspect. So this course, you're going to get to all these ideas of what New Literacies are, how you use them in a classroom, how to research in New Literacies, and you're going to do all these wonderful things. You can read all that. The common assignment will be, we're going to take a traditional research paper, and we're going to turn it into a multimodal, multimedia expression piece. And new to our program is a tool called Video, which I'm going to introduce to you folks later. And I really hope that we could use that as a tool to make this assignment. I think it's a really wonderful tool, and it fits really well into New Literacies. Okay, so we'll get into that a little bit later. These are the outcomes and disposition from the college. And our writing abilities, again, about posting by Wednesday and then due the following Sunday. These are not just quick, social media, Facebook, Twitter posts. These are really in-depth, well-developed academic thoughts and expressions, so they're really looking for you to write well and to really be analytical and well developed. Okay, and it is about plagiarism. These are links to the common assignment and the common assignment rubric, which we'll get to later. But if you want to take a sneak peek, this is an individual assignment, not a group assignment, and the rubric is there for you as well. These are the deliverables. Excuse me, the rubrics for the deliverables and rubrics for the discussions. Okay, take a look at those, please. And here is our basic breakdown for the course. What we're going to do, get to know New Literacies, talking about research design. You're going to develop your own research project. You're going to conduct your own research. We're going to use some great tools like Lockster, LucidPress, Turnitin, and Schoology, and other things that we're using together. And we are going to use Video, which would be great because I just bought it for the program. I want us to use it. It's a great, great tool. Okay, and here's our Schoology setup. Everything you need to know how to do Schoology. So if you haven't done this already, here's our Turnitin. How to get your Turnitin account. There's the ID for the class, and the password is Fort Niagara. I don't know if I even explained this in my hello introduction post, but I used to work at Fort Niagara when I was in college and graduate school as a British soldier, so it's kind of a fun place to be. If you're not from Western New York, it's this beautiful fort, old fort from the 18th century, 1720s, right on Lake Ontario, where the Niagara River meets Lake Ontario. Beautiful, beautiful place. So there's the Noodle tools. And there you go. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody and working together this very fast-paced summer session. All right. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.